Well, that's your good news, because I was wondering if it has not been open at all, and then the water is already.
I have seen one recent video by BBC saying, outlining that people in Jigawa, there's this local government ringing about 7 communities, 7 villages in that local government has been submerged by water.
Yeah, but Jigawa, flood in Jigawa is an
every,
annual occurrence. Every year you have flood in Jigawa. Every year, and you know the nature of the environment. Jigawa is one of the communities that in the north that today engages in so much farming, especially rice farming. But then again, you know, the government could not really find a way in which it can deal with this annual flood, even though it is occurring annually. I wonder what the government thinks about this. But then again, even if it has planned for these things, this year's case is unprecedented for many communities. There are a lot of communities across the north that have been already taken over by flood. The same thing in Yobe, because state governments, local governments are not investing in infrastructures, are not monitoring the development of new settlements, are not our rural urban
migration
transformation is very slow. Rural, it will take 100 years for rural areas to begin to develop features of an urban area. But then the realities of today's life is breaking that barrier of what? Of urban and rural area. We are not paying attention to that. So government projects are mostly situated in urban areas.
Yes.
There is little or no effort in trying to urbanize these rural areas. And what you need to urbanize them are basic things. Give them drainage.
Give them roads.
Give them roads. They are not looking for that elaborate roads. Just let the road just link to their farmlands and to the highway. Once they get on the highway, they will go to the markets with that. But then you find out that most of these communities don't have any of this. So, and you will find out that government is dualizing roads within neighborhoods that are in the urban areas. They are not very necessary.
They don't have that much traffic.
Yes, and this is affecting economic activities in those communities. Go to one village, just make sure you build the road from the farmlands to the main to the highway, so that there can be feeders to the highway. But then again, you have very big roads, very like from Kano, Meduguri Kano Road, up until about Benishek or so. The road is elaborate, big enough, but then the villages don't seem to benefit from that. Supposing you want to stop by in any of the villages from Kano to Damaturu, if you drop in a particular village, you have to mount on a motorbike to get into your village. Because so imagine having roads linking you to the hinterlands of these communities. There are a lot of farms there. There are a lot of resources there that we can tap from. And then these communities will also be urbanized gradually. Just a little railway, and get small dam for them. The drainage is empty into that dam, and that dam will be a source of water for them, because still drinking water, potable drinking water, is a problem to people. Go to communities. Lavatories are a problem for people. So people go to the water bodies and rivers. They use it as their lavatories. So these people, how many years will they have to live like that? We have a large amount of population in those communities, a lot of manpower, but they are living in an entirely different world.
Yeah.
But some of them produce some of the food we eat.
Yes, they do. That's for sure.
So 2 days ago, we had a story about tomatoes becoming expensive in the metro in Maiduguri. These tomatoes are grown within the metropolis. Now, if you go to communities where they are grown, you find out that most of the people who are growing it are doing it for subsistence. There is no elaborate effort in it. But if you can have now, the problem is that they are growing it on river banks, but with increase in rainfall they cannot do it. Now, supposing that there is a drainage that draws out the water from the community, takes it to a dam, and so that the environment is open, is safe, is accessible for use, we wouldn't have gone through this process. So now, if you tell someone, okay, go and invest in that community, go and invest, you're a private sector person, go and build a tomato processing plant in this community, he will not go, because that place is truly rural still. But get a road, let him say that, okay, it will take me only 30 minutes from that community to airport, to a hospital, to the market, to schools. So if there is any emergency
within
30 minutes, but most of these communities you have to use motorbike,
use
canoes, and so on, and this discourages people. So government urbanization comes from deliberate government plan. And
right.
When government does that, it has a lot to benefit from it. Now, the problem is that the urban areas is becoming unnecessarily overpopulated, overcrowded. Competition is too much. But there is a lot of resources in rural areas. A lot more than you find in urban areas. But because of the facilities in the urban areas, people are flooding into the urban areas, and then causing they are pressurizing the available resources, the facilities. So instead of investing in these places, go to these rural areas, especially in states where there is no crisis. Most of the crisis is even because people who live within riches, people whose entire village is surrounded by open land, water bodies, have become bandits, are kidnapping people along the highways and demanding for 100,000, $1 million naira, and so on. When they are living within millions, imagine setting up a farmland in those communities. These people will not only feed themselves, they will even feed the nation. So, but then we are paying very little attention to rural development. And you find most of them without electricity. The primary healthcare centers are not functional. A lot of problems. Even so, for them to travel to the urban areas to buy fertilizers, it is a hell. You have to trek certain kilometers before you see motorbike, and when you use the motorbike to the next station, you have to board on on
lorries.
Before you come to the highways. You come to the highways, you
start looking for
before you even start to calibrate it. Where am I even headed? You are not sure which way you will be.
It will
so
be easier.
a lot of things like that. So I think we have a lot of resources, and we have a lot of potentials.
Now, do you think that